Hello, everyone. It's Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. I am so excited to have our special guest with us tonight, Miss Maxine Lauer. She is going to be doing a beautiful platter set for you with a Hanukkah theme, which I'm very excited about. I can't wait for you guys to see what she came up with for you. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Mary Jean, I can see your name tonight. Very cool. All right. So, Maxine, I want to welcome you back to the Cookie Snack Attack lineup of instructors. We appreciate you so much donating your time. I'm so happy you're here.
Well, thank you for having me. I always enjoy being here with you.
I think that I just got rid of the echo. Does anyone hear an echo? I want to check one more thing on my phone. Does any I'm muted now. How are you doing?
I actually hear an echo, but
You do. Okay, hold on. When we had it and no echo before we went live, I'm shutting down my second device entirely, so I won't be able to see you guys jumping on or off. How about now? Are we better?
I think it's a little better.
Okay, I hear one when you talk.
You hear one?
I do. Yeah, let me just see which mic we want to use. Let me see. I'm going to mute one mic and unmute the other mic and see if that works, okay? I don't hear any echo now. Nope, you can't unmute there because that's in your stand. Let's try this. How's that now?
You sound better to me.
Okay, does anybody hear an echo on my side or when Maxine talks? So some of them hear echoes and some of them don't. Let me just sit back a little further. Maybe I'm too close. Let's see. Let's make sure that everyone that said hello that we show you. We're so glad that you guys are here. And isn't her piece beautiful?
Oh, it's crooked, isn't it? There we go.
That looks so fantastic. Do you know, is it Mikhail Simino?
No.
Now let me see what I think I'm going to do. Maxine, let's try this. I'm going to mute my mic and you start talking so that I can see if that will help fix the problems. You start talking.
Okay. Thank you for having me tonight. It's a pleasure to be here. I have decided to make a Hanukkah platter versus something for Christmas since I celebrate Hanukkah. And you don't find too many of these things other than Publix has their sugar cookies that look like they've been there for 10 years.
All right, so we do have an echo even when I mute my mic. So let's try turning the volume down just a little bit on your device that we see your face on.
Okay, is that any better?
Actually, it is a little better. Can we go just a smidge lower?
How's that now?
I don't hear any echo on my side. How's everybody else doing out there? I'm seeing no echo on Amy, slight on Maxine, but that's 10 seconds behind, so it's probably fixed now.
Okay. And I'm going to, uh-oh.
Oh, now that stopped.
That was when I touched my phone. That's in the icon mount.
But that's muted. I see
it
clearly. And the volume's down all the way on the phone itself, right?
Correct.
Okay, I don't hear anything right now, so maybe we'll just talk softly.
All right, we'll just try it. And they'll just hear it more than once if they get an echo, right?
So Maxine, how long have you been doing cookies?
8 years, almost 9. It'll be 9 in April. Anyway, yeah, I started when I retired from teaching in 2015.
Wow, you've
been
I
was a teacher for 35 years, and now I'm a cookier.
You are. But the instructing and teaching never leaves your blood, does it?
No, it doesn't, and I love doing it. And what makes me also unique is I use glazed versus royal.
So there's 2 things that I love to have you come to every event, because Maxine is proficient in glaze icing and she is proficient in dipping. If you ever have questions, she's absolutely lovely to work with on either of those things. Plus her designs are always so cute, and glaze requires a different skill set when you are making things because it's It doesn't set up as fast as Royal. So you really have to know your stuff when you're using glaze. So I think it's something you should definitely have in your cookie toolbox.
Yes, and the question always is that can you do what you do with glaze? Can you do what you do with Royal? Can you do it with glaze? And the answer is yes, but there goes your other part. It just takes longer.
Takes a little longer, but it's
So
really great for people that can't have egg, right?
exactly,
I
because
mean,
there is
that's
no
the
meringue
benefit.
powder in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and so Christina says she's team glaze too.
Ah,
And then we are going to do practice dipping the next time you are in the neighborhood. I think that that's Claudette. Is that Claudette? Do you know who that is that's posting?
no, because I have Facebook user.
Okay, I'm not sure who it is, but if let us know who you are. Okay, so there was something else I wanted to ask you though, Maxine. Give me 1 second. Oh, I know. There's something pretty big on the horizon for you. She needs about 8 more followers on Instagram to hit what number? 500?
I need 20 more people to hit 500.
So, guys, she is at, tell them your handle on Instagram.
Chips Galore Cookies and More.
No, all spelled out, right? No
It is.
punctuation.
Right. It's Chips
So,
Galore, one long word. Chips Galore Cookies and More. And if I could get 20 likes that don't dislike me after tonight, it would be great.
here's the thing about Instagram. Please go follow her, but then stay. Don't unfollow her. That's so mean, you guys, when you follow people to help them hit a goal and then overnight you lose like 10 people. That's so hard. We get so excited when we hit our next threshold. So we need 20 people to go to Instagram, Chips Galore, Cookies and More, all spelled out, no punctuation. Go find Miss Maxine and give her a follow. I think it's a follow on Instagram, right?
It is.
Give her a follow over there and let's see if we can't get her to 500 before the live stream is over. So maybe send out a link or something to your friends. Let's get all our cookie people involved. Well, Miss Maxine, if you're ready to go, it's about quarter after, and I know we're all trying to be really conscientious of our time on this particular event. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, shrink you and me in the camera, unless there's something else that you want to tell everyone, and people are already doing it.
No, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You guys are wonderful. And Maxine, just in case we run out of time later, we've got at least 5 people that have already followed you. I just want to tell you huge thank you from my whole heart for participating and sharing your knowledge with everybody. This event is really turned into something large, and I'm super excited and thankful for it.
Well, you are most welcome, but thank you for always having me back because I appreciate it. And
Oh, I love it. You know, anytime you
Thank
have
you.
something new you want to share with the group, she is going to share some technology with you too tonight, guys. So it's like it's her, what do they call that when you have she's a triple threat tonight. We've got glaze, we've got dipping, and we've got some technology. And I can't wait for her to show you what she's going to show you. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. All right. Well, this actually is a very, very simple, and once you get your technology part of it, it's actually came together quite quickly. And I will tell you what I used to make this was from Mike's Semi-Sweet. This is the cutters that I used. So it's just from Semi-Sweet Mike, and it's his 9-inch cookie platter.
It is such a cute set.
Pardon?
It's a very cute set, that cutter set.
Well, when I was at CookieCon, I tried to pick something that I could use for multiple holidays rather than trying to find the one. So I just thought that I adapted it to this. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is all I did was I dipped the blue and I dipped the white and I actually dipped the bow. Then I went back and highlighted it with a gold trim, and all of the little embellishments are icing transfers, which I actually colored through Eddie.
Oh, how fun.
So you can see the matchup isn't exact, but it's close enough and people think it looks good because they don't know any different. So you can see.
Okay, you guys, Maxine, that's so cute. Maxine is at 486. On Instagram, we need to get her to 500.
I just broke my star.
You did.
Anyway, because I didn't glue this stuff down. I just put it down for you guys. So anyway, and then I have little sprinkles are what I did for the other on the white. So I'm going to just do a couple of dipping things, and then I'm going to show you how I printed on Eddie on my transfers. So I'm going to take you to Eddie, and then we'll put together one more real quick. And I just put it on a glass tray here, but you could also put it on a cake board, which is what we'll do with the one that we do tonight. Okay,
Fantastic.
so real quick here. Yeah, they're hearing echo when I talk. It's probably because I have the phone on too, right?
Well, it worked earlier, so it must have kicked it in gear when we went live through StreamYard, but you might also you might be closer now that you're seated and working. You might be closer to it as well.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to get my icing ready really quick. Maybe that's better. All right. When I dip with my glaze, it's about 8 seconds. And I just count it by that. I kind of get the feel of it at this point, but I would just count to 8. And if it's ready, let's see, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1000. It's ready. All right, so to dip, you just take your cookie, put it in. I shake it
I
off.
love how fast dipping is. It's so great.
Get rid of the excess. And there I have a completed piece. I'm not getting into the camera.
Mary Jean is asking if that set is a set you can expand or make a little smaller number of pieces, I think is what she's asking.
You know, we'll try to take out a couple and see. It's only 12 cookies plus the bow. It's not huge.
Okay.
It's a 9-inch, so it's not a, and you can see they're not big cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the
really pretty
when I dipped. I'm going to dip the bow, show you how we can do that.
So Kathy's saying when she does, I guess when she does dipping, not using glaze, right, Kathy? Just when you do dipping, you get a lot of air bubbles. She's asking if you have any tips on avoiding the air bubbles.
Well, first of all, try not to use your icing when it's just made. That helps a little bit. Also, if I do have a lot of bubbles, I'll take my scribe and I'll just work through it through the top like this to try to get rid of them. But here you can see I just did the bow. And I love the dipping because look at all those nice edges and they're perfect.
Oh, it's beautiful. How big is that bow, Maxine? About 3 inches or is that 4 inches?
1, 2, about 3 inches.
Okay. Really nice.
Okay, so now we've done the bow and we've done one of those. And I'll do one blue piece for you and then we'll move on. How's that?
Okay, sounds good.
And I'm going to use the same spoon because I'm too lazy to do the second one.
So did you say already if you listed these as part of your specials for this year? Because you actually sell cookies.
I do, but you know what? I have not had any time to post. I just keep posting pictures of things that I can offer rather than these are my
new
sets
things
that are here. So, and having just completed this now for the first time, I did post it on my website now today and we'll see what happens. I mean, my Facebook and my Instagram. So, all right. So this one
and
again.
Kathy was talking about dipping, not about glaze. So she gave you a couple pro tips that will hopefully help. Hello, Miss Pamela.
And here's the blue one. I'm going to dip.
How long
it's always
is glaze?
Nice when the dipping gods are with me when I'm on your show, Amy.
I love it.
And
you know what? It's so perfect. Done. And the edges, I mean, it's just so quick once you practice.
Well, and that's what I love about it. You get those edges.
Oh, you know, what they're going to ask you about next is about that tool you're using. We talk about it every time you come on, but you should just go ahead and tell them.
This is from, it's an art tool and you can find them on Amazon and they're like 2 for $6 or something ridiculous.
It's a clay tool, right?
I forgot the name of it already.
It's Artist Loft. It's a clay tool.
There you go. That's it.
And they are super handy.
Okay, so that's why this cookie is so quick, because I can dip every piece of it
It's
and then I'm
amazing.
ready to decorate.
Maxine,
Okay,
how long is glaze good for once you've made a huge batch of it?
glaze will last like forever because there is
Okay.
nothing in it that can go bad.
Okay.
And I do not refrigerate it. It sits in Tupperwares on my countertop,
Okay.
and it sits in the icing bags that I use until I need that color again. I mean, eventually I might get rid of it, but it it
But you,
it doesn't spoil.
right, and you go through it pretty fast. Plus, Maxine, you live in Florida, correct?
Correct.
So Maxine's house is probably very regulated temperature-wise to someplace between 72 and 76 because you almost never have the air conditioner off.
I never have the air conditioner. It may not always run, but it never goes off.
Right.
All right. So what
Otherwise,
we're going to do now is we're going to pretend we have all our pieces just done, right?
Oh, and Maxine, do you remember roughly how much that platter set was from Semi-Sweet Mike?
I'm going to say $15 or less.
Okay. I feel like it was around 15 too. Hey, Nicole.
Oh, hi,
Christina.
Nicole. That's my
Christine.
buddy I see when I go to Texas.
Oh, fun. I saw the picture where you went and visited and Holly came together with you too. That was really fun.
Yes, yes.
Christina bought those and she loves them. Now someone is asking, why is that different than a normal scribe? It's just a different scribe. It serves the same function, but it's very good for dipping because it has a little bit longer, stiff needle on the end.
And I found that when I first started cookies before scribes were a thing.
Okay.
You know, the fancy ones.
Yes.
The only ones you really could find were like the thingamajigs.
Yes. Thingamajiggies and boo-boo sticks, right?
Yes.
Charlotte would like to know, she said, when I have used glaze after the cookies are dry, I noticed some discoloration spots. Any idea why this may be happening? Is it only glaze, Charlotte? Or is it glaze and royal? Because if it's both, when you use both, it's probably butter bleed, but that's beautiful.
These are dry from the other day.
They're beautiful. Let's make the plan. She knows when she is coming here next. Who is that? Tell me your name. We want to know who's talking to us.
So here are my dry pieces. So we're going to take all our dry pieces and we're going to assemble them.
You know, those blue pieces could be eagle wings.
They could be anything. That's what's, you know, that's what where our creativity comes in, right? You can
turkey wings too. If you flipped them over and went the other way, that would have been great to use for turkey.
Oh, you're right.
Right? Like if you flip the cookie, yeah, if you flipped it after baking, yeah, you could have done turkeys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how fun! Flip one blue side up, one blue side down, and put them next to each other.
Oh, make wings.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Angel wings. There you go.
And if you turn them the other way and push them up together, then you would have made the turkey feathers.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep. Very clever.
Oh, so fun. That's Maria, Maxine's Texas neighbor.
Oh gosh, you would not believe what happened.
What happened?
This lady is making a Dallas cookie thing, and somehow I got in the group and we're talking and talking. She lives in my son's neighborhood.
That's so cool. See, you make friends everywhere, Maxine.
I do.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
I do. Okay, let's see. We're almost together here.
And Holly got to come meet you on that last trip too, right?
She met us once. Yes, she did.
That's fun. I'm so excited for you guys. I was a little jealous, but I tried to keep that under wraps.
Okay, I'm going to steal from my other one because somehow I'm missing a white one. All right, so we have this together. And I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to just outline it in gold. I did pre-draw the little lines on it with my Sugar Bell tan marker.
Okay. Do you prefer tan versus black, or did you do tan specifically because you're using gold?
Yeah, it just depends what I'm covering it with. I did
Gotcha.
use the tan because it was gold.
Oh, and someone did ask me specifically to ask you, with your base glaze, do you always add food coloring so that it is opaque and not translucent?
Yes, you always have to add white or you will have translucent icing instead of
Okay.
opaque.
Okay. Mary Jean, let me read this one. Let's see. Another thing to remember about dipping, and then it says, Maxine Lauer, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but dipping isn't a little less icing on a cooking, isn't a little less icing on a cookie than outlining and flooding, which saves some money. Does it take a little less icing?
It may end up being a tad thinner just
Okay.
because of the process.
Okay. And a thinner consistency.
It is, but the reason I really use it is because my hands.
Right.
It just saves my hands. Like I just had to dip 130 cookies yesterday.
Oh, wow.
There's no way I can do that. I don't know
If
how
you
people pipe that many cookies,
if you had
honestly.
done outline and flood. And then Holly from Texas, do you remember Holly that you met up with when you
Oh,
were there?
yes.
He's
Yes.
going to the Eddie meetup this weekend, and she says, Maxine, wish you were here.
I know. I'm so upset. I was there last week, but that wasn't the right week for the meetup.
That wasn't the week that the kids needed you.
That's right.
So I should tell you, there's quite a few times where Maxine just disappears, and it's because she's gone to Texas to be with her grandkids.
Yes, quite frequently. All right, now you will notice I am not filling in that center part on the bow to make the round knot because that's where I'm going to put a transfer.
Okay, wonderful.
So it just might as well save yourself where you can, right?
So may I ask some questions while you're filling?
Yes.
With the Eddie, do you use it mainly for transfers, or do you find that you do a lot of printing on it?
Oh, no. I print almost every order that goes out of my house.
Really?
Something on every order. Absolutely.
Okay, and
In
that
fact,
probably
this
also
is really the first time I did the transfers, and you will see I am not very efficient at it, but I came up with a way that worked for me.
Okay, but you also do that because of your hands, right?
Well, I started because I just dropped my transfer.
Uh-oh.
I use Eddie because I do a lot of logos and corporate stuff.
Okay.
So he enables you to do a lot more details. Now you can't do everything. Like I just had a lady wanted a logo, but it turned out it was so dark you couldn't see the smaller part because of the bleed over.
Okay.
It was too thin to get a clear image. So we're working on that one. But here's the bow.
Wait, wow. Come up a little bit. There, like, yep, right there. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Can you rotate it? Look at that, you guys. How beautiful is that, Maxine?
There we go. There we go.
That is gorgeous.
I'll get the camera by the end of the night, right?
That's perfect. And Holly said she also uses the Eddie on almost every order in some way.
Oh yeah, Eddie is a godsend. He has made life easier. And I'm all for working harder, working smarter, not harder.
Yes. Well, you know, the other thing, first Charlotte says beautiful. Kathy says she loves it. Trisha Collins says so pretty. Trisha, will you also let me know in the comments where we're at on our scribe exchange? We had a couple questions and I tagged you in those. But Maxine, you know what I think? I think that the cookiers that are going to continue to stay in business are the cookiers that were in it before COVID hit.
Right.
Right? Like there was a lot of things you could get away with when COVID hit that you can't get away with now. And a lot of those people already had their businesses set up where they took not just like dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen family orders, but they already had a portion of their business as corporate sales.
It was, and I was doing stencils and airbrush for those.
Yeah. And so it enabled people to kind of get what they depend on. So your eggs are not all in one basket, so to speak.
Right.
And for the person who messaged me last night to ask me to give them the rundown on what the country things are that I say versus normal things, that's one of them. That's so pretty.
And it's just a sprinkle.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And I don't remember where I ordered these from. I want to think maybe.
Did you used to get April's subscription boxes, or do you get any other subscription boxes? Because that was Crazy Sprinkles, and they were also at CookieCon.
Okay, but I don't remember when or where I bought these, but I did not get any subscription boxes.
Okay. I think you can get that brand on Amazon sometimes too.
Okay. I want to think maybe Evil Cake Genius or somewhere I ordered them at one point in time. I really don't remember. But
well, they have some beautiful sprinkles.
All right.
Well,
So we're
Maxine, how's the customer service on the Eddie? Did they help you with tech setup?
Oh, I have had no complaints with Eddie. I've had a problem now and again, and I just call and they've helped me every time.
Okay. And how long have you had your Eddie? I know Holly's had hers a little while.
I got mine at the first Orlando CookieCon, so it's 2 years now.
Okay. There's a lot of people in the Cookie Snack Attack group that either have the Eddie or they have the blue, and they're really putting them to good use. They're putting the printers to very good use.
All right. So we're going to go to Eddie now, hopefully.
Okay.
I'm going to take you on my iPad, not on my phone.
Okay. So, and Mary Jean says, love this, love the blue color, and she's going to have to find that platter set. Well, if anybody is on here that's tech savvy, jump on over to Semi-Sweet Mike's site, find the link to that platter set, drop it in the comments, and I'll make it part of the video.
And the blue is Americolor Royal Blue.
Oh, that's okay. That's a very pretty royal blue. Yeah. And it's a nice dark coloring.
I tend to use a lot of coloring. Okay, so I took you off of the phone, and I'm on the other camera now, Amy.
Okay.
All right. So
and let's see if the echo disappears when you walk across the room. That'll be telling for us too, won't it?
So it has to do something with the phone because I left the phone. But they can't see Eddie right now, right?
Not yet. They just see your face and they see the cookie platter right now.
Do I have to do anything?
Nope, just walk. You should be just fine because we left the sound on your iPad, so we should be able to hear you very well.
Okay, so.
And no echo. So it must just be that the two devices are seated too close together.
So do you flip me or what?
You'll have to turn that down to show us what you want to put your camera towards the Eddie and you'll be okay. I'd like to flip you upside down because that would be magical. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see it? Oh no.
We just went to a black screen, but I can still hear you, so I know you're connected.
All right, wait a minute.
Yeah, right, Becky loves her
the other phone just so you can see me. Just a minute.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay, I can hear you. And Becky loves her big blue, and she said she loves these cookies. They're beautiful.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, I see you. Okay. So you'll have to keep it upright and show us what you wanted to show us. I think when you turn it too far, the screen goes black.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, we can. Actually, very well. Where you just were, we could see it great.
Okay. So
that's perfect. We can see the whole tray.
Huh?
We can see the whole tray there.
Okay. So what I did, just for ease, I just printed it on a paper. And then I have exactly where I can put it. And I'm going to put a little dab of icing on it just so it doesn't move.
That's very handy.
These are the Sassy trays, and I love them. And I wouldn't have to put the print down because on my computer, I don't know where you can see. On the computer screen, I have the same thing I'm going to print.
Okay.
And you can see a copy of the Sassy tray there.
Oh, yes. That's beautiful.
Okay. So this is what's going to print now.
Okay. Maxine, will you be okay if I leave camera just for a second? Can you keep talking and going?
Yes, as long as they're okay with hopefully seeing the right thing.
Yep, they're fine. They can see it, and I will be right back. I just heard a loud
Okay.
noise.
So all right, so this is probably not the most efficient way to print them, and it's not the fastest, but it worked for tonight's demo. You could really put more than one on a tray to print at a time, but I just wanted to be sure everything lined up perfectly when I was doing it. So I made the transfers, and now we just printed on it. And I will do another one. And then this transfer is actually ready to, oh, I know you guys, I'm probably making you seasick. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to get another one. And we'll print a menorah this time. And I'm going to show you this time. No, we won't, because I just dropped it. Okay, we're going to print another coin. This is hard to do when you're... All right, I'm putting another one through Eddie, same way. Can you see it? I hope. All right, I'm sorry, you guys. I know you're getting seasick. And as I said, I know this is not the most efficient way to do this, and it's not the fastest, but it was the way I knew I could be most successful tonight. So I wanted to be successful.
You were successful. That's so cool to watch that. I'm back, Maxine, by the way. I know you can't see me. I love
I
to
can't
see
see
these
you.
things print. These machines just mesmerize me. Camille says they're beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your time and talents. Have a great night. I guess she has to get going.
Okay.
Becky is asking if you're printing onto dry glaze transfers.
Oh, now where'd you go?
Well, your iPad just went to a black screen, but I can still see your hand in your platter.
Ball.
Let me see if you come back to me. You're still connected because I can hear you. It's just your screen went dark.
Okay, there we are. Okay. Yes, the that I made the transfers yesterday.
Okay.
And so they were dry, and then I was just printing on them. Now I've dropped another one on the floor, so I'm going to just take them off. We had already made, and
You know
just
what?
going to arrange them. And there's no right or wrong, obviously. You're just putting them wherever. There's some I just printed.
It just really levels up your platter, doesn't it?
And anyway, so that's really all we've done. And that's why it's a time thing. I think that I've shown you exactly how to do it, and you can see that it is not difficult. How fast this platter came together. And then what I would probably do if I were delivering this to somebody, I would not probably
Wait,
a little
we lost
icing
sound.
Just to glue my cookie to the platter.
Perfect.
So it doesn't move when it goes for delivery. And then you got your bow, and there you go. You have a nice, beautiful platter presentation.
And for packaging, Maxine, do you put that into a large cello bag or a heat seal bag?
This is honestly the very first platter I've made.
Okay.
So I was wondering about that. You'd have to put it into a large cello bag, I think.
Okay. Well, if you glue it down to the cake board, you wouldn't have to like shrink wrap it though. You could just put it into a large cello and do an air seal across it.
Or I could really just put it into a 10 by 10 pie box.
Yes.
Which I probably would do anyway after I wrapped it in some way. I always send cookies out the door individually wrapped since COVID.
Yes.
So I don't know how I would actually do that. I don't think you'd really want, kind of ruin it if you individually wrapped each cookie.
When I did those platters at the store, I usually put them on the square cake boards. And then I had a large bag that I slid the whole thing into and then heat sealed it with a hand heat sealer so I could go all the way across. And then I put it down in a pizza box.
Oh, okay.
So that when they got it home, all they had to do was cut the large bag and set it out, because platters really are mainly for parties.
Right.
Right. So that really helped them. That's just what they wanted. That was what the customers were requesting. And then during COVID, I wasn't doing a lot of platters. They were doing a lot of drive-by parties. So everything had to be individual and double bagged.
Mm-hmm.
So Maggie's just joined us. She is asking, what size cake board are you currently using and where did it come from?
This is a 10-inch cake board. Where it came from, I don't know. I have stuff that I just buy when I see it.
It could have been anywhere, but you do have some cake supply stores near you, don't you?
We have very little places to buy stuff like that here. If I really need something, I go to Orlando, but I've ended up actually at this point between CookieCon and I go to SoFlo in Miami in the spring.
Just pick up what you need.
I don't need too much else.
Yeah. So I'm discovering that I have the gene that my grandfather had, where if one is good, two is better. As I'm packing up my storefront, at some point I became, if one is good, two is better, four is great, and six is what you need.
Well, I keep losing you. All right,
I
there
can
we go.
hear. You know what's so weird though is I can hear you, but your volume is only on the iPad. Do you want me to take the platter out of the stream so we can talk for a couple minutes, so they can ask you questions? I'm gonna take that camera out and let's see if that fixes our
And
echo.
actually, I'll turn the phone off.
Okay.
So we can get rid.
Yeah, there we go.
How's that?
Yep, now we're perfect. I think when the devices are too close, even though they're muted, there's something happens between them.
Yeah.
So, but that was a great demo, Maxine. So tell me if you feel like the Eddie paid for itself right away.
Oh, Eddie has paid for himself more than once because I had some very large orders. I mean, like I had a 1,500 cookie order that was a logo.
Okay.
I never could have done without Eddie. I mean, I could have.
But it would have not been as nice, right? Not as professional looking.
Not as time saving either.
And would your hands have survived? And that brings me to another question. Do you have a dough sheeter?
I don't.
You don't. So do you have a dough dude like I do who rolls the dough for you, or do you have to do all of that?
I do all of it. Although the time I had the 1,500 cookies, I did have a dough dude because by the third day of rolling dough, I could not.
Yeah.
And Chuck really came to my rescue.
Yes.
And sometimes when I get these bigger orders, I'm like, this is when I need the dough sheeter.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, most of the time I really don't.
You don't.
And for space.
Well, when we were at the storefront before COVID and we were starting to get the really large orders, I priced those out, and that was going to be my next purchase at the store, because I had 2 of those stand-up freezers from Sam's Club, and my 2.5-gallon Ziploc bags fit in there perfectly. So we were rolling out, like right before fourth quarter, we started a schedule where we were rolling out 25 to 50 slabs of dough every week and just rotating. And so it was in the freezer so that I didn't miss any orders. Right. So the freezers cost me very little. And I was like, we really should just get the dough sheeter so that we can get the freezers full and not even have to do that. Right. Because ingredients were going up. It was more time. But now I'm glad I didn't do it since I'm teaching more. But eventually, when I go back to taking the corporate orders, that will be the first thing I get because my arms are just giving out.
I still like even doing these this week when I came back from Texas and I had all of a sudden I've cranked out a lot of cookies this week,
Yeah.
and it does make me.
So
It
I looked at one that's a manual crank. I started there, but then I
that
lit
makes no
on
sense to me.
no,
You're
because
not
it's just
saving
as
your
bad.
arms if you're
Yeah.
yeah.
So I looked at the smaller electric one, and my counters are actually just deep enough that it would fit on there. And when this kitchen at the new old house is remodeled, at the old new house, when this one is remodeled, I have an area where I've set aside for that, so I will be ready.
So you are going back to storefront?
No, I won't. I'm not going to do
Oh,
storefront because I'm with mom all the time now. But at this house, I hope to do cottage bakery out of here,
oh, okay,
so that I
okay.
can get back and do corporate orders and work for my clientele I've had the last 6 years here in the area.
Got it.
But I
Got it.
just can't do that right now. There's just too many irons in the fire and houses being closed down and sold and moved and things happening. So it's just a big old shuffle around here.
Right,
But we're
right.
getting there. We're getting things taken care of. But Allison said, so Allison is into DIY big time. You should know that about her. So she recently had to redo a large portion of her house. And so she is doing all of this scaffolding mudding, that type of mudding. So she said, dough rolling's bad. Try mudding an entire room. I bet her arms are about to give
All I
out.
can say is better her than me.
Yes, exactly, because I bet she is tired. Oh, it's good to see you, Allison. Julie says hi. She's just getting away from the office. Mimi says, I've never made a platter set before. Maxine has inspired
Oh,
me to make one. Debbie
thank
needs a
you.
dough dude. We just have to get Jeff in the kitchen, Debbie. Maggie says, next time you're in Dallas, there's a good cake supply shop in North Dallas near Richardson. So when you
Okay.
go to see your son, maybe you can take the grandkids and go on a little trip. That sound good?
It does sound good.
All right, so
Uh,
guys, there's a 10-second lag. I'm going to check something, Maxine.
Oh,
I'm checking right now. Hold on just a moment, ma'am. Listen, if you weren't here in the beginning, oh, Maxine, you only need 7 people. Do you want to stay here like it's auction? Seven,
yeah.
seven, seven, seven. We need 7, 7, 7, 7. We need 7 people. We need 7 people. Please go to Chips Galore, Cookies and More on Instagram and give Maxine a follow. We're trying to hit 500 before this is over. We need 7, 7, 7, 7 people. All right, I don't see anyone yet. You guys have to get with it. Get over to Instagram, Chips Galore, Cookies and More, all spelled out, no punctuation. Give this wonderful woman a follow. We're at 493 people. We need 7, 7, 7, 7. We need 7 more people. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's get over to Instagram and get this taken care of before this live stream is over. Now, let's look at a few comments. I'll give you a couple seconds to get over there to Instagram and get on this.
Oh,
We need 6 people. We need 6 more people.
ooh,
We're at 494. Can I get 6
creative
more
cookies
people on
and
Maxine's
pots.
Instagram page? Cookies
I just
Galore,
dropped it. It's no
Chips
good.
Galore, Cookies
Wrong.
and More. We need 6 more people. Please go to Instagram and give this sweet lady a follow. We're gonna handle this before this is over. We need 4. Whoa, Maxine. We're at
No.
497. We need
Oh,
3. Who's going to be the last 3? Who's going to be the last 3 to be in Maxine's first 500? I'm doing really well as an auctioneer, aren't I?
You are. You missed your calling, so to speak.
Maxine, we're at 498. We need 2. We need 2 more people to hit 500 tonight. Let's thank this sweet lady for this free tutorial. All the things that you have learned tonight. We are at 49. Oh, we are at 501. Woo! Go, Maxine. She's so happy. Now, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Can we go to 502? 502. Can I get 2 more people? Let's go a little up. 503, Maxine. We're there. 503. Chips Galore, Cookies and More. Let's get her a few likes on Instagram. Thank you guys so much. I do need a gavel, Becky Norton, and my voice is giving out, but this is so much fun. So listen,
thank
I
you.
have to tell you, we are now at, Maxine, you are at 504. Do you want to go for 505, Maxine?
Oh,
Should
yeah,
we go to
let's do it.
505? Let's go. Everybody go to Instagram. Give this sweet lady a follow. Rose said 503. me. Deborah said she's following now, and I need a pink bejeweled gavel. Who's going to get on
Okay,
that?
but they have to promise.
504, 504. We need one more to hit 505. Then she's got a little safety.
They have to promise they're not going to unfollow when we go offline.
Yes, don't unfollow her, people. That's so mean when you follow and then unfollow when you're trying to hit a number, because the next morning you wake up and you're like, oh my God, what happened overnight? Who didn't like me?
Okay, creative cookies and pops.
505, Maxine. Oh, you guys are the best. You're the best. You're the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we're done for the evening. Woo! Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you so much. So Maxine, I had someone send me, they're working on a title for what it is I actually do here at Cookie Snack Attack, because apparently without knowing I was doing this, apparently I am part podcast, part tutorial. So you know how that when people date and they give them names, like if it's Jennifer and Ben, they call them Benifer and stuff like that. We need a really creative name for what actually goes down here at Cookie Snack Attack that involves the word podcast and tutorial. So you guys get to work on that and send me a message and let me know, because apparently that's what we're doing here. Didn't realize it, but thank you. We're glad you know it.
You're a podorial.
Podorial. Well, I thought two cast was pretty good.
I was just combining words.
So Mary Jean says, I want you to auction more often. Pod tutor? No, we're not doing tutor. I can't handle that, Becky. Podtorial. That's okay. I like that one, Maggie. But they were like, you really should start billing this separately, because you always tell people it's just tutorials, but it's so much more than that. And I don't watch it. The lady said, I don't watch it all the time for the tutorials. I just watch it because y'all cut up and have so much fun, and it entertains me and lightens my load a little bit. And I was like, well, we're just happy we're doing that. Well, tonight should lighten all of your loads, as we got Maxine. Let's see what we got you to. You actually are at 506, Maxine.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
You guys are the best.
And again, if anybody ever has questions, or if I can help anybody, I'm always available.
Maxine, thank you so much. Now, do you need them to also go follow you on Facebook? Is there anything happening over on Facebook?
Well, that would be awesome, because I'm at 1,600. I only need to get to 2,000, right? So
Oh, but should we stay tonight to try to get 400, or should we work on that just like 10 at a time?
We're good. I appreciate it.
I might not be alive if I keep screaming like that in the house, because I have a feeling when I walk in the other room, my mother is going to say, "What is happening in there tonight?"
Just say I'm having fun.
Having fun with my cookie friends. All right. Well, listen, Maxine, hang out with me for a minute. I'm going to cut everybody else loose. But before I do, I want to say a huge thank you to Sheila Morales and to Roseanne Sahayek. She was on last night.
Yes.
They've both given us some really great information, as you did as well tonight, Maxine. We've had a lot of pro tips. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're making notes. We all hope that you guys use this to make money in fourth quarter, or to make your gift giving needs faster. And when you do, we want you to take some nice pictures and tag us, and let's just keep spreading the cookie joy during the season. Please take special note that tomorrow is Friday, December 1st, and Jennifer Mosier will be with us. She's doing a beautiful gnome hand-painted cookie. I just want to say that we had to move her time because of me, not because of Jen. So she's going to be on at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I have a class at 7 p.m. And then Saturday night, we will have Terry Lewis of Tweets with us. She will be doing a beautiful Christmas cookie demo with embellishments using her Tweets pens. That's at 7 p.m. And then also on Saturday night, so that we could all have Sunday off, on Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have May with us, Mate Del Angel. She's going to be doing some sculpting. Then we're going to take Sunday off, and then we're going to hit it again Monday night at 7. But thank you to all of the artists that have already shared their tutorials and to the ones that are coming up. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. And guys, anytime you see any of these live streams, please share, 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 and hit that love button. We want all of their numbers to go up to thank them. That is as important as a paycheck in some cases. So please get that taken care of. We love you guys. Say night, Maxine.
Good night. Thank you so much for